here we go again. Here we are in Link's house, which is really ridiculously tiny on the inside. But I do have a bed. No window though, because of the layout of Kokiri Forest and how I did the walls around it. Actually, I think I carved out everything for Kokiri Forest. Ended up right up against this wall of dirt. So no window for Link, unfortunately. Probably could just do, I guess, this, but you know, it leads to nothing, shows nothing. Um, so yeah. Da 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 da. Kokiri Forest. It was so the way this worked was I built the forest temple first. And then from the forest temple, I dug out the path into the sacred forest meadow, and then eventually the lost woods, and then Kokiri Forest. So it is all connected. It is all one thing. Oh, and I have the Great Acre Tree. So I had to work with the landscape that was around. This was all a mountain. So I carved out all of this, so that I could work with something and have Kokiri Forest. Nice open area. The most time-consuming thing for this area was actually the Deku Tree's area, which I'll show off in a little bit. But here we have Link's house. Nice little, what's supposed to be a slope going up, but you know, Minecraft physics. So Link's house. Here we have Mido's house, which is probably the first place just about every player of the game ever goes to, is Mido's house. House of the Great Mido, boss of the Kokiri, with his 4 treasure chests in here, his tiny little bed, and the podium where he thinks he's so great and awesome. It's the path out. Forest folks shall not leave these woods. All the signs that I have either read the same thing as in game, or they read a Cliff Notes version. This don't really lead anywhere. It does kind of lead out to a field, so Hyrule Field, I guess, and that's a Minecraft village. Path I have coming up here. We have the House of the Know-It-All Brothers, which there's kind of just nothing in here. Forest Training Center, Thrust Attack, Cut Grass with Sword. These are the Cliff Notes ones. Switch Targeting, and then Hole of Z, which I had to make adult height because I can't crawl through it. Tutorial bullshit. This is where that boulder would be chasing you around. And here we have the treasure chest with the wooden sword, or at least the Kokiri sword. So, figured that would be fitting, make it the wooden sword. I did mention in the last little part that I made everything 2 blocks high for adult Link's height. Child Link's height is 1 block high, obviously, so that's not really important because I still just based everything on adult Link when I played the game, except for the bottom of the well. But yeah, stepping stones that you get the rupees for, and then here's the shop. Kokiri shop. We have original forest goods. This would be your shop. Can't really make this go back like into like a nothing area where you get a rupee like in the original game, so I did the best of what I could do. Still can't get rid of these damn farm animals. They just keep popping up everywhere. And then we got Saria's house with her little bed in here, and the bridge that you have to run across to get to Fado, the only Kokiri with a unique design besides the main characters. House of Twins with their little platform thing with the 2 beds, and then, you know, just the water area in general. The path leading to the Great Deku Tree isn't exact, and I didn't leave it open up top, but I did get it out to here. So there's the Great Deku Tree in Minecraft. So this is probably not as hard as you would think. This top part was. Remember I said in the Temple of Time part that I was terrified somebody would set the roof of the Temple of Time on fire? Yeah, I'm terrified somebody would set this on fire. So, but this whole area was water, actually. As you can see, there's water back there, and a little bit of desert. So, I replaced all the blocks leading around it to be grass. But this was all water. So while you might think, oh, okay, well that might have been easy. You just cover the surface of water, build the tree on top of it. Yeah, that would have been simple. Had I not decided to do the actual dungeon inside of said Great Deku Tree, which has a lot of underneath sections in the dungeons. Um, in order to not have that be completely flooded with water, I filled in this entire area with dirt blocks, and then redug out the parts I needed for the dungeon of the Great Deku Tree. That was probably the second most time-consuming thing I have done in this entire project of all things. And spoiler warning, Clocktown was probably my longest project. That'll be the last part I do because it is the biggest. So overall, up in here in the Great Deku Tree, everything's pretty simplistic with the path leading around. The only thing I don't have is the rooms that you would go to get the slingshot and for the compass with that sculpture and everything in it. Reason being is that exterior to interior does not line up very well, and I really did not feel like having the Great Deku Tree be like 60 blocks wide all the way around, just to have 2 or 3 tiny rooms that really don't matter. So those don't exist, but the entire dungeon below exists. There's a little drain grate or whatever those are that the water goes through. Just the area leading to go down to fight Goma. I did add a nice little root pattern underneath to fit with how it looks under here. Through here is where you would find out the code for the triplet scrub brothers or whatever they're called. And then in here is the thing that spins around, the spike thing that spins around, and you would lower the water to keep going across the platform. Though I just have the water all the way up to the top. So, little intermediate room with a torch puzzle, I believe, and then this would be the room where you have little mini Gomas that pop up. This is a little secret room with a bombable wall that you can come back to get a Skulltula, and then through here would be leading back to here. So, down below, this is the water that you would fall in. And I don't have the room down here exactly lined up. I think it's kind of more diagonal, I would say. But this is Minecraft, and doing anything diagonal is just a pain in the ass. So I just made it simple. And you have your door right here that leads to the boss room, which looks really weird with light in here, to be honest. It does, sure you can see the water trying to leak through. It looks really weird with the light in here. I did a little root design down here as well. It's kind of roughly what it looks like. Big circular room with roots, and Goma would be in here. So yeah, that's the Great Deku Tree and Kokiri Forest. I'm going to split this into 2 parts because I'm getting to the 10-minute mark and I don't pay for Bandicam, so sorry. But I'll show off the Lost Woods and the Forest Temple in the next little part.